In our previous video instruction, you have learned the 4 basic guidelines in identifying the research problem. So now, let us try to proceed to guideline number 5, in which we are now transitioning from the identification of the research problem to formulating a solution to such problem. Okay, so upon further investigation class, you've tried to search for references on what kind of substance can kill the Salmonella typhi bacteria so that we can solve the problem regarding the outbreak of typhoid fever. And with such inference class, you found out that in the studies of Deng 2012 that a certain phytochemical substance known as alkaloids can potentially kill the Salmonella typhi bacteria. Okay? With that class, you now search for references regarding the sources where you can extract such phytochemical substance. Okay? You need to extract such phytochemical substance. And with such references class, you have found out that in the, let's say, investigations of Harial 2018, that eagle fern, okay, that has a scientific name of Pteridium aquilinum, or pako in Tagalog, is rich in alkaloids. Okay? Eagle ferns are rich in the said phytochemical substance. Okay? So with this examples class, can you identify the next guideline in formulating a solution to such problem? Okay. So the fifth guideline is for you to look for possible solutions for the rationale. However, these solutions for your rationale must be based from the existing review of related literature and studies, or the RRLS. Okay? So you must consult class your RRLS. Okay? For you to come up with a potential solution to the existing problem. And this possible solution class is actually, or let's say, will actually serve as your independent variable. Okay? So, with such identification of possible solutions through the help of RRLS will lead you to the identification of your independent variable. Okay. With that said, class, can we say that we can already deduce a research title from these guidelines? Okay. So obviously class, the answer is yes. So what is our let's say realization here? Okay. So our realization class is that identifying the research problem can help us formulate our research title. Okay, so let's try to create a research title based from our first 5 guidelines. So we have the following information. Our category is life sciences. Okay, and we have eagle fern as our independent variable. And eagle fern actually contains alkaloid, okay, as a potential substance derived from our eagle fern. Okay? Then we also have the following. We have typhoid fever as our rational or existing problem. Salmonella typhi as our dependent variable. Okay? Then we have uh, antibacterial agent as our expected, let's say, output of the study. Okay? And we have utilization as our attenuation process. So when we say attenuation process, it is the process that we will use to test out our product. Okay? Attenuation process is the process we use to test out our product. In this case, our process is to utilize the eagle fern so that we can test out the antibacterial agent made from the eagle fern. Okay? And note class here our dependent variable. Our dependent variable is Salmonella typhi. So most of the time class, our dependent variable will actually serve our experimental unit. Okay? So that is our main idea. And with this information class, we can now formulate our title, which is Utilization of Eagle Fern, Pteridium aquilinum as a potential source of alkaloids in creating antibacterial agents against Salmonella typhi that causes typhoid fever. Okay, so we can infer that we can formulate our research title out of our research problem. Hence, that will be our sixth guideline. You must formulate our working research title. So therefore, class, our guidelines 1 to 6, okay, can also serve as your guideline in formulating your research title. However, class, let's try to analyze again our working research title. Okay? Our working research title is Utilization of Eagle Fern as a potential source of alkaloids in creating antibacterial agents against Salmonella typhi that causes typhoid fever. So, what can you notice, class? Okay? What can you criticize from this title? Is it too long? Is it too wordy? Okay. Obviously, class, we have here a research title that is considered to be too long and too wordy. And in reality, class, it is not an ideal research title because there are unnecessary words. Therefore, we can generate our next guideline, which is research titles must appear concise. Okay? Our research title must be concise, meaning to say, our research title must be brief, it must be short. Okay? It must be concise. And according to the American Psychological Association, or the APA, okay, we must have a research title that must contain at least 12 significant or substantive words and at most contain 15 words only. So meaning to say, a research title must consist of 12 to 15 important words only. Okay? So let's try to revise our research title using this guideline. So we have here again, okay, the utilization of eagle fern. So we can revise this working title, okay, to make it concise. We can remove such unnecessary words. And removing such words will lead us to this new concise title, which is eagle fern as an as an antibacterial agent against Salmonella typhi. Okay? So as you can notice, class, it is much shorter and easier to read. Okay? And to further discuss this guideline, let's take a look with one of the phrases that we removed. Okay? So we have the phrase utilization of. Okay? So as you can notice, class, we remove the phrase utilization of from our concise research title. Okay. If I were to ask you, class, if you present a study with this concise title, Eagle Fern as an antibacterial agent against Salmonella typhi, is it already understood that we need to utilize the Eagle Fern, okay, to create such product? Okay. So the answer is very obvious. So it is already understood that there already is a utilization of eagle fern for you to come up with such antibacterial agent. Okay? It is already understood that we will utilize the eagle fern even though we did not explicitly, let's say, state it in our title. Therefore, class, okay, what is the rule here? Okay, so we must avoid writing the term utilization of. And the term utilization of is actually an example of an already understood phrase. Okay? Already understood phrase. So therefore, class, what is our next guideline? Okay. So our next guideline for here is to avoid phrases that are already understood as a part of the skills that will be performed in research. And other examples of already understood phrases are the following. We have, okay, an analysis of, okay, a study of, an investigation of, the creation of, the utilization of, and etc. Okay? So, why do we need, or let's say, why is there a need for us to remove or avoid such already understood phrases? Okay. So, class, in conducting research, okay, it is already understood that we analyze data. In conducting research, it is already understood that we are conducting a study. In conducting research, it is already understood that we are creating, or let's say we are undertaking an investigation. Okay? In research, you are already dealing with the creation of a product. And in doing research, it is already understood that you utilize a variable that is present in your study. Okay? So, if you can analyze class, if you incorporate these already understood phrases in your research title can be a bit redundant. Okay? It can be a bit let's say insignificant. Okay? So you must avoid phrases that are already understood. Okay? And that will be our eighth guideline. And for our last guideline class, let us take a look once again with our title. Okay, so we have our final title, Eagle Fern as an antibacterial agent against Salmonella typhi. Okay, so this time class, notice the way it is written. Okay, so as you can observe class, the title is written using an inverted pyramid format. Okay, and with that, our last guideline would be we must write the research title using an inverted pyramid format. So if your research title consists of more than one line, you must write it using the inverted pyramid format. Okay? So that concludes our lesson dealing with the formulation of our research topic and the research title. Okay? So for our next lesson, we will now proceed on how you will write the introduction part of your research paper.